information with you at the back of the room at the end of our talk.
Actually, it's explaining our DVD set in full detail.
So it looks a little bit like this. I borrowed some money from the bank, gave her most of that and kept a bit back for myself, and then I owe a little bit back later on. In fact, what happened this later on bit is that, look, sure, as eggs are eggs, the seller always wants that little bit later, earlier, rather than later. So she in fact did that. She came to us a little bit earlier rather than waiting the full 5 years. She wanted a little bit earlier, so we used what we call a nibbling technique, which again is in our DVD set. We used a nibbling technique in order to nibble back some of that money for early settlement, which in fact we did.
How much do you think we settled? She asked for 25 after 3 months. After 3 months she said, well, I thought the caravan was going to cost me only £78,000, but it costed me a little bit more than that. So, okay, what do you want to do? She said, well, I want £25,000 early. But I said, Jane, we agreed for 25 years, for 5 years, as you remember, and that's our agreement. She said, well, can I have it early? I'm happy to take a cut on it. I said, do you know what? I can only give you £10,000. Guess where we got the £10,000 from? Thank you.
Good. So there's the property. It's just an ordinary 3-bedroomed ex-council house down in Kent.
The poshest council house in Kent.
There's a house next door which was for sale.
Probably.
There's Jane and Mesud with their lunch on in the middle edge. Jane did love Mesud. Honestly, she really did love him. And you can see she's very happy. This is when she come to collect her cash from us. And she wrote us a little testimonial while she was there. She's put up there, Doug and Mesud, spelled Mesud with a love heart. She was a very happy lady. She got exactly what she needed. Not what she wanted, but what she needed.
And a young boy.
We sold it on an instalment contract, but interestingly enough, we thought we would sell it for a much, much higher value than the market value. Remember, the market value is 160. That's what we obtained the mortgage on. So Mesud decided to sell it for a little bit more than that.
Well, that was a pure experiment. I just did it for fun. Basically, I thought if we saw that negative equity in Manchester, well above market value, massively above market value, why we can't sell a property that we bought discounted for 120, again, for well above market value? Why don't we try? I just put on Rightmove, £5,000 moves you in, £1,102 a month instalment. Total purchase price 189,995. House is yours. And guess what? A buyer came all the way from Luton. 2 doctors. They were actually Indians. They moved from India 2 years ago, and they wanted to own a property. They always own a property in India. They're quite wealthy over there, but they didn't. They were renting in the UK, so they had that psychological discomfort of renting. So they wanted to own something. So they loved the fact that they could move in just £5,000 deposit, and they were earning quite a nice amount of money. So we took them on board. They moved in within 28 days. That posh house, I don't know how you can improve a posh house, but they went ahead and spent 20 grand more on renovating it. We don't live in a logical world, do we? So it was very, very interesting. So they moved in. They're still in the property. £606 over 6 months. Over a 5-year period, £36,000 net profit. Also, £57,000 back-end profit. That's the difference between how much they were always on completion, 5 years time, and how much we owe the bank. Remember, we owe 120 to the mortgage works, and they always they start with 189,995. £57,000 cash back. Right. Here is the power with instalment contracts. If you have a property and the interest rates went up, if the standard variable rate of that property went up, you can't increase the rate proportionately, can you? So your cash flow reduces. Also, if you have, you don't have any voids, you don't have any maintenance, repairs whatsoever, no estate agent fees and charges. I love that. I hate estate agents. They just, I just don't trust them. So no fees whatsoever, no managing needed at all. All you have to do is check your bank account every month just to make sure that the payments are right, and issue a statement every year. That's all you need to do.
I don't know if you got that Mesud said that when the interest rates increase, if you've got a tenant in there, you can't increase your rent immediately. But when the interest rates increase then our instalments that we're receiving from our buyers increase by the same percentage. So we don't have any reduced cash flow. We certainly don't have any negative cash flow, as I've experienced with some of my properties. How much did we make on this property, Mesud?
100,360 pence. How many of you like this? How many of these you have to do per annum to be financially free? 1, 2? Would that be? Just by discounted, so installment contract.
Let's look at the joint venture agreement, the JV contract as we call it. This is the single document that we're using to buy and control property, either way. Each one of these is bespoke, it's tailor-made to each individual circumstances. So if we're just babysitting and controlling the property, or we're buying it as we've done with this one we've just explained, all we do is we just change the numbers within the contract itself. It's just 11 pages. It enables us to take immediate control over the property. As soon as it's signed and witnessed, we can literally take the keys and we're in immediate control over the property because it contains a power of attorney. The power of attorney is very, very powerful. It enables us to do whatever we wish with that property. We can live in it, we can sell it, we can rent it. It contains the terms and conditions of the mortgage, it contains the length of the contract, it contains a lockout agreement or lock-in agreement, and it also contains a third-party authority. Third-party authority gives us the authority to speak with the seller's lender if we're babysitting, so that we can agree with the lender that we're going to start to make those monthly payments on behalf of the borrower. So we can also obtain information from the lender, like the outstanding interest rate, the outstanding debt, etc., etc., the lock-in period if there's a redemption period on the mortgage. There isn't a lender in this country that won't accept third-party payments, other than HSBC Bank and JP Morgan. There is a way around that. We simply set up a joint bank account with the borrower, and then they accept our payments. So let's look at the 5 simple steps towards. 5 simple steps towards successful property.
Find a motivated seller, sign a joint venture agreement, control the property, now it's yours. Then find a buyer. We use Rightmove, it's very efficient. In certain areas it isn't, but mostly around the UK it's the easiest way to sell an installment contract. Then sell an installment contract. My favourite agreement, the agreement that makes the most money of all. It makes more money certainly than a tenancy agreement, and makes you lots of money.
Fantastic. So let's look at a recap on what we spoke about this evening. We showed you what an instalment contract is, what it does. We showed you how we're making massive profits from every deal. We showed you some real life examples, a few babysits, a couple of lemons. We showed you how we're buying and controlling property using a single document. There will be some time this evening for live deal structuring. If anybody's got a lemon or knows anybody that has a lemon, we can work that out for you at the back of the room. If you'd like to come and see us, Scott's standing there. We'd be happy to help you, free. Then we're going to bring our offer to you, which I said will take just a few minutes. If you're not interested, please just put your hands over your ears and sing to yourself. So we're running a 2-day workshop to bring you more information about instalment contracts, because of course they're quite technical, but they're not overly difficult once you know how to use them. The first day of the 2 days, which is the 9th and 10th of November, on the first day, I will be bringing you the mindset of a property investor. I've been around personal development for 40 years and learned from some of the world's leaders in personal development. And I can show you how to reprogram your mind and turn you into a money-making machine.
I'm a good example of that.
So we're going to show you how to buy and control property using little or no money down. We're going to show you how to learn the entire buying and selling process step by step. We're going to show you how to sniff the profits in any and every deal, and 101 ways to market for sellers. And then we're going to do some live deal structuring. And of course a lot more. On day 2, Mesud?
Step-by-step structuring of an instalment contract. Instalment contract is a very simple agreement. The structure of the deal, once you understand how to structure the deal and how to extract profit by stretching the years, by stretching the terms, you you find it really, really fascinating. Also, I'm going to show you how to research the saleability of a property. Certain properties we can charge quite a lot above the market value, and certain properties we can't. Depending on demand in that area and depending on what sort of demand you get from your advertising. So if you get lots of calls, that means you're advertising too cheap. So we're going to show you how to do your research and price the property in a way that will sell and in a way that will give you maximum profits. Also, I'm going to show you how to find and convert buyers into satisfied homeowners. Remember, we are not selling properties like estate agents, we are selling opportunities. We have a handful of properties, and these, if we market them as opportunities, if you realize that we've got the golds in our hands, people will pay you what you want and will give you really, really good monthly payments as well. Also, we're going to show you how to build your professional team and create wealth for life. We're going to show you how to find solicitors, accountants, and how to build a whole system around yourself so everything functions without you putting so much energy. And giveaway bonus, our no money down strategy. Actually, that's what we start the day with. That is really, really fascinating. Many people think that the no money down strategy is illegal, it's fraudulent. Nothing like that. It's a very simple way of doing things. I don't think anyone else in the country does it the way we do it. So we're going to start with that.
A 2-day workshop is £697 for this evening, and there's an early bird offer of £497 for the 2 days, plus VAT.
I don't think we're going to do the 2-day workshop anymore. Many people say, if you're so rich and wealthy, why you are teaching this? Well, that's why we're not teaching anymore. That's the last time we are.
But fortunately, what we did do is at our last workshop, we did film the 2 days, and we just took out the breaks. So we have available a 8-box set DVD box set available to take away with you this evening, or you